Welcome everyone to our next webinar, which is featuring Alex GenAI, the future of patient-centered training. We're excited to have you all join us today. I'll be your host. I'm Erin, VP of Marketing at Nasco Healthcare. Just give everyone a second to get online. We are recording this session so that we'll be able to share the video with you afterwards. We'll also be sharing with you some of our marketing materials that we have created, and will be available to support you with any of your questions that you may have. I'll give you a quick overview on our webinar. Michaela, if you want to go to the next slide. Today, we're going to be covering the evolution of Alex to Alex GenAI, and then we will do a detailed demo of Alex GenAI. We'll go head to toe on product overview. We'll talk about the unique selling points, positioning and use cases, and of course, questions are welcome throughout the entire webinar. You can use the chat feature at the bottom or the Q&A feature to provide us with your questions, and we'll read those out and address those throughout. We're going to do a quick pulse check just to get a sense of who all we have with you, your level of understanding about both GenAI and previous version of Alex, just so that we know what to focus on. So you should see that the poll has been launched. We will give you all a couple of minutes to respond, and then we'll share those results. Today, I'm joined by Manan, who is our Global Director of Sales in the International Markets, and Mikhail, who is our Sales Director for Europe. They'll be providing you guys with the detailed overview of the new Alex GenAI and answering any questions that you may have. That's great. We're getting lots of responses. I'll give everyone just another minute, and then we'll close the polls, and I'll let Manan and Mikhail take it away. Awesome. So we have a mix of experience here, which is great. We have folks that are pretty familiar with the previous Alex, some that have seen a demo, some that have heard of it, and some folks online that have never even heard of Alex. So that's a great mix and will give us some good insights. What they're most excited about is the realistic communication and interaction, and some folks interested in the flexibility, integration, and ease of use. So that's great. And everyone is at least somewhat familiar with AI, so that's great and gives us a good starting point. Awesome. There we go. I'll pass it off to you, Mikhail.
Good morning or good afternoon to you all. It's so exciting to tell you a little bit more about our new Alex GenAI. My name is Michal Pelanek, and I'm a sales director in Europe, as Aaron mentioned. So today's webinar objectives will be to understand. We will try to explain you what makes the difference between the previous version of Alex and new Alex GenAI. We will help you to identify the key features and unique selling points, and to recognize customer types and the cases best suited for Alex GenAI. We will definitely demonstrate you how to effectively position and sell Alex, and we will describe you and showcase the Alex GenAI functionality through a live demo with help of Manan. So the history of Alex started more than 7 years ago. The original Alex debuted with a neural network classification AI. At the time, this technology was considered as a state of the art, and remained so for several years. Nothing like this was on the market during that time. Uh, it proved the effective enough to achieve the widespread adoption. So we were able to use the data to continuously improve the AI feature of our Alex. So even if it was really successful and very unique on the market, uh, this pre-GPT AI technology had some limitations. For example, patient responses were consistent, but lacking the realism and demonstrated clear constraints and inability to adapt or improvise. So this was a little bit limitation for the previous version of our AI technology. And the scenario creation was really time consuming. So it took really several hours to manually create or customize the cases and the scenarios. This new version of Alex GenAI is a patient simulator that adapts in real time to learn interactions. The generative AI driven communication is very great for lifelike patient interaction. It's very close to the real communication with the real patient. It's designed to improve both technical and soft skills in patient care. And you are able, or your customers are able to customize their scenarios to fit exactly their curriculum and the training objectives. So if we compare the previous AI technology in original Alex together with the Alex GenAI, so the previous original version was a rule-based AI with limited adaptability. It was pretty static and pre-programmed responses. As mentioned, the creating scenarios was really time-consuming. It has robotic and repetitive patient dialogues and no open-ended learning interactions. In the new version, the Gen AI, that contains the generative AI, so you can create by new content by itself. So you can use your just a general sentences, and it's able to create own responses by himself. So you don't need to really put all the words, all the answers, all the questions into the cases or into the scenarios. The new Gen AI is a like human-like contextual conversation. It adapts dynamically to learn an intent. The scenario creation is much more simple, based on just inputting data into the paragraph, just the general sentences. And multiple AIs like speech, assessment, scenarios, and translations. So all these are made within our new AI technology. We are using the LLM, the large language model. So just a very brief explanation, what is the difference between general LLMs and our Gen AI LLM. So the general LLM like ChatGPT is trained on broad data sets. Usually it has like it is unpredictable in high stakes environments, more likely to hallucinate or go off topic. And it's not optimized for medical education, which is our main field for all of us. Our Gen AI LLM is trained on medical, clinical, and educational interactions. We have long-term experiences, long-term data collection from previous versions of our AI Alex. The purpose built for it was built for the simulation environments, and it's tuned for the consistency, realism, and learner safety. It has really fast response time, optimized for a speech and the conversation flow like with a real patient, like a real talk with a real human. Every Alex GenAI delivers communication experiences that are dynamic, nuanced, and context aware, offering advanced adaptability and responsiveness. It includes various AI-enabled functions for speech recognition, intent analysis, latency optimization, response generation, and the speech synthesis. Right now we have 15 language versions of Alex GenAI, and more are coming in a near future. The assessment, we have dual evaluation approach, combining detailed action-based assessment. It contains really detailed assessment and evaluation, including quantitative components and the qualitative components. We will go through this in very detail after the live demo of Alex. Scenarios is much more easy to create than ever before. Right now you are just needed to enter a couple of the sentences you would like to just to create the patient history, just to create the persona of the patient. And thanks to the generative AI, it creates the own content the Alex will be using in the communication in the scenario you have just created or modified. Key features and functions. Real-time conversational AI. It understands, responds, and adapts dynamically. You are able to customize your training scenarios. It's very easy, much more easy than ever before, to create and to modify them. AI-driven assessment. It provides objective feedback on clinical reasoning and the communication. Doesn't make any difference between the students. So it's very objective. Integration ready, works with existing simulation training environments and multiple patient profiles. You can adjust age, gender, and case complexity. Besides the Gen AI communication technology, it also includes a lot of features like physical assessments. For example, you can measure the blood pressure, you can intubate the patient, you can do the dry catheterization, you can do the auscultation, heart, lung, and bowel sounds. You can add optional IV arm or the female kit. Everything will be more explained by Manan with the live demo of Alex. So the positioning of the Alex GenAI definitely are nursing schools. It helps to improve the communication and the clinical decision making. The MS's paramedic training to help them to enhance rapid assessment and the crisis response. Medical schools to develop diagnostic reasoning and the patient interaction skills. And also very allied health programs to improve soft skills and the teamwork. We have 3 different levels of Alex GenAI, the basic one, Plus, and Pro. They differ in couple of features, like is number of questions you can place a day, the way how you stream and store the video, which is recorded by the camera inside of Alex. and also the period of the period you can store a log file for, and the warranty period, and also the ability to implement Alex into the audio video system the institution already has or plan to have. Okay, so I think right now it's if we have any questions, Aaron, so maybe we can answer them for now.
If anyone has a question, just a quick reminder that you can use either the Q&A function at the bottom or the chat. Right now, we don't have any questions, so I think we can pass it over to Manon to introduce us to Alex in real life. Oh, we might have a question. One second, someone just raised their hand. You can go ahead and just type your question in the chat.
Okay, I think maybe Manan, you can start, and we can answer the questions after your presentation.
So a couple
Okay.
questions are, which features would remain available after the license would expire?
You will be able to use the mannequin as a physical mannequin. You are not able to use any software feature because it's a cloud-based software. So once the license will expire, you will have no access to these to this cloud. So you can use the mannequin as a physical mannequin for CPR, for example, like this, but the software will not be available anymore.
I do have a good update to provide as well, that we will be adding 7 more languages imminently. They're just being updated right now. That includes Malay, Polish, Romanian, Dutch, Greek, Korean, and Norwegian. So everyone here is the first to hear that these are the next languages that we'll be launching very soon. So as soon as that happens, we'll send you an update and let you know. We had another question, which was, do you have any reference from a current user? Are there any? So that would mean like a testimonial.
Yeah, absolutely. Like yeah, Manan, please go ahead. Yes.
It's so we don't have any reference available for the Alex Gen AI at this point of time. But if you like, it's just a new launch product. So I think in the next 2 months we will have some references, and we will be able to share out with you if it is needed. And we do have a question as well when it comes to the old Alex being upgraded to the next gen. Yes, that is a possibility. It is not for free. It will be a charge associated with upgrading your old Alex to the next gen of Alex. So it's just a software upgrade which can be done, but a fee is associated with it. And you can get the information on this from your respective sales directors. So, Aaron, any more questions, or should we go ahead with the scenario?
Yeah, one more question. And which Arabic language is included?
I have stayed in the region. I don't know what different languages are. We just know there is Arabic, but it's able to understand different accents which are there when it comes to Arabic. It's more focusing on the pure way of speaking, not like a slang that we used to that we always talk about. But it's more about development. As you use the product more improvements can be done, but at this point of time it's like a traditional Arabic that you can use, and that's applicable to basically all the languages.
Thank you. And we'll get you some more details in terms of which Arabic language is included. So we'll provide an update on that as well. Thank you for that question. And Manon, yeah, I think we can move ahead with the demo.
Okay. Can Mikhail, you stop the sharing so I can share my screen? Okay. Let me do a few things. Okay. Guys, as Mikhail said, it's a newer version of the Alex software that is powering the whole mannequin, and that's what we would like to focus on today, so that you can see the key feature, that how it differentiates from the previous version of the Alex. One of the main observing feature, like the highlight feature, will be the way it communicates. So it will be more on a realistic front rather than just like a monotonous, like a computer talking to you or a robot talking to you. So that is one of the key things that you will see. There will be more on the emotion side, not physically emotions, but emotions when you talk to someone. So that particular feature will be visible, and rest of the features I will show along, that how you can add more information while performing the scenario. So as a doctor or a nurse, what data you can add that helps in your qualitative and quantitative analysis. So I'm using a specific Alex. We have a lot of Alexes which are here. So I'm using a specific Alex, and I would like to use one of the cases that I love the most, which is the Alex Arcasian, which is a chest pain. So this, you can say I have certain questions which are with me, or I have done it a number of times. But we'll show you two more scenarios after that, just from the modulation perspective, that how it differentiates from a male, female, young, old person as well, and a person having respiratory distress. So starting with Alex Arcasian. So we'll go for a medicine scenario. I'm not recording this particular video just because of bandwidth purposes, but there is a possibility in the mannequin to have this video recorded as well. So once the session starts in, I will jump directly into the conversation. It's a patient with a chest pain walking into the ER, and either I'm a nurse or a doctor, and I would like to communicate together more information from the patient. Good afternoon. What's your name? So it didn't give a feedback.
Good afternoon. My name is Alex Arcasian.
Okay. How are you feeling today, Alex?
I'm feeling quite unwell. I've been having some serious chest pain.
Okay. So I'm going to be your doctor for today. I will ask you a few questions. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. How bad is your chest pain?
It's quite severe. It's a 6 out of 10.
Okay. Was the pain better before, or it got worse?
It got worse. It was a 4 last night.
Okay. So what were you doing when the pain started?
I was watching TV. It started suddenly.
Okay. Is the pain is the pain there in any other part of your body?
Yes, it's in my back, also on my left shoulder.
Okay. Do you do exercise frequently?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you know where you are right now?
Yes, I'm at the hospital.
Okay. Which hospital you are in?
I'm in the hospital.
Okay. Do you know where the hospital is located?
Yes, it's located in San Jose.
What you can say? What type of job do you do?
I'm a retired police officer.
So I will take a pause from the questions that were being asked. So as you can see now, there is a more direct conversation that is happening. You can say that I have too many devices connected over here, so that's why you see there is a delay which is happening. But usually it's like when you don't have any additional devices, we have a smooth connection that is taking place. But it's all about how we converse with the mannequin. Previously, when we used to run a scenario, we used to always have like, I don't know a specific answer, right? Like, can you please rephrase your question? This has completely disappeared from the mannequin. Whatever questions were asked, where there was a response associated with it, and everybody has a different way of asking a question. And when such things are asked, it's able to give you a response back. Previously, we had to define each and every question, and that's the way you had to ask for the AI to give you a response back. So it has made your life much easier when you are doing like practice on questions with a patient, or training your standardized students, training for standardized patient scenarios as well. So while I was doing the questions, asking the questions on the patient, I can at the same time point of time, I can start filling the information as well. So that becomes one of the key features which helps us in qualitative analysis of a student as well. So it's a patient. I did not ask patient is a male or a female. I just went with it. So I will just type something out. I didn't ask the preferred name. So this can be the type of questions that a student needs to ask. I check the main complaint. So it's a chest pain on a scale of 6. So I can keep filling all these answers. I didn't check if the person has any present illnesses. So let me see if I can get that information from it or not. Do you have any current physiological problems?
I'm having some serious chest pain.
Okay. Do you have any history of chest pain?
No, I don't.
Okay. Did you had any surgeries before?
No, I didn't.
So I got some more information about it, about the surgeries. So no surgeries. So the person is healthy. So that is the response that is coming in. Family history, similarly, we can test on the family history. And now with this Gen AI, we are able to pick up a conversation from any point of time. We don't have to restart the whole conversation again with the mannequin. You can start the conversation from anywhere with this particular scenario. Okay. Similarly, we can go into the objectives as well. So now, as focusing onto the mannequin, the patient has a capability for measuring the blood pressure. So both the arms has a capability for measuring the blood pressure. We can check the pulse on the patient from the from carotid, brachial, radial, dorsal pedis. So it's a both sides bilateral measurement of the pulse that can be done. So the mannequin got activated. You can see the mannequin is breathing. We are able to do auscultation with the mannequin as well. So all the heart sounds, lung sounds, bowel sounds are possible. So we use a puck that is provided along with the mannequin, and you can fit either your own stethoscope, or we provide one stethoscope with the product which can be utilized, or this puck can be connected to a speaker as well. If you have an aux cable available and a speaker, so this can be connected. But with the instructor is also able to hear this on their own PC as well. So let's say I want to check the heartbeat. So you will be able to hear the sounds on your scenario as well. So let me see if we can the heart. So the lung sounds. So every session, every step that is being performed is getting evaluated, and we are getting a score associated with it. So we are able to do the auscultation with the patient along with the blood pressure measurement. You are also able to do nasogastric tube feeding. You are able to intubate the patient, perform CPR. You can do catheterization, male, female catheterization as well. But it's all a dry catheterization and dry nasogastric tube feeding, because it doesn't have any containers in it for the fluids to come out. Okay. Along with this, you are also able to order some test onto the patient, do diagnosis as well as administer treatment. So let's say I want to do X-ray onto the patient, and let's say you go for a CT angiogram. So we get for a CT angiogram over there. If we order this, we can get the report for it as well, and it says myocardial infarction. So all these steps which are being performed is giving you a score of how diagnosis you are doing, if you are doing the right test or you are just giving some other things which are not associated with the particular scenario or at all. So if you say we want to do a lab test, we go for, let's say, amylase, we ordered something. So this can be reviewed out later that this was ordered just for no reason. You don't see any score being given for this particular thing. We can do the diagnosis of the patient. From here, we can select the diagnosis. What can be the particular diagnosis? So chest pain, let's see if he comes in, or heart. So like we can have different options. So let's say acute right heart failure. So I just selected that over there. So something might be happening with the patient, and then I can administer the treatment onto the patient. So this gives us much more flexibility onto the mannequin while performing a particular scenario. Okay. I will take a pause over here and see if anybody has any questions before we go into the qualitative and quantitative analysis.
We do have quite a few questions in the chat. We are having some of our team members answer those directly just to make things easier. Some of the questions are quite long, but I will highlight some of them. So can we upload our own sounds for heart, lungs, and bowel?
No, we are not able to upload any of our own sounds, but if you feel that certain sounds needs to be added, please do provide that library to us, and definitely we can work on this to get those added.
Awesome. Thank you, Manon. How could you use ChatGPT to create scenarios?
Okay, we are not using ChatGPT to create the scenarios. So we will show you very briefly how those scenarios are making your life. Creating the scenarios is much easier than before. So we will cover that out soon after this.
One thing that I would add is you could certainly use ChatGPT to help you create some of the input for customized scenarios that you wanted to do. And then you could take that information and put it into the scenario creation tool. So it could definitely be used. And I've seen some of our team members use that quite effectively. But because the process has changed so dramatically to create scenarios, you may not feel that you still need to do that just because it's been so streamlined. Manon, would you mind showing how scenario creation is handled in the new Alex?
Okay, sure, we'll do that. So let me finish. So no more questions before I end the simulation?
I think we're going to answer a lot of these, the longer ones, just directly in the chat because that might be helpful. There was a couple other quick questions in terms of CPR feedback and parameters. What does that look like? And I did get an answer in terms of the Arabic language. So it's MSA.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, so for the CPR, yes, there is a CPR feedback. So when the mannequin is in a lying position, there definitely when you start performing the CPR, it gets activated and it is stored in the plus and the pro versions. In the light version or the basic version, you don't get any storage of the CPR feedback data. So that is there. Today, we will not be able to show you any CPR feedback, but definitely you can connect with your respective sales directors and they can arrange that for you. Okay, so I will close the scenario now, and I can go now quickly into the archive just to show you the scoring that had been done. So this was a specific scenario that was being done by me. And here we are able to see how the qualitative and the quantitative data was generated out. So in this, it was an automatic assessment that was created by the system. So what data I was able to gather, what feedback I got, so it was able to generate the score. Also, based on the questions that I asked, I got a score as well on that particular front. So I scored in total a 43% scoring. So this becomes an effective tool as AI has advanced. This has made our life much easier when it comes to getting the students scored. And if an institution has their own LMS system, this can be integrated with that particular LMS to get this data transferred directly to the LMS system. Okay. I will go into the scenario part where everybody was asking about, so we can focus on that particular thing. So before we go there, just to show you the different languages that are available. So you can see there are a lot of other languages that are available at this point of time. So what languages Aaron just highlighted, some of them are already here: Korean, Cantonese, Mandarin, Malaysian, Hungarian is there. So all these languages are already existing and available. But for your respective region, only one language will get activated. So if you have English, will come as a standard language. So if the product is being supplied in Japan, so Japanese language will come pre-installed on it, but not any other language. So let me go with this chest pain only. So let's say we use this as a scenario. So I can copy this. I can say webinar, use medicine. So we copy this. So the moment I copied it, so it's still copying some of the things over here. So you can see it's still getting loaded. So once I click on the patient concept, so these is where the data that we have to fill in, and the rest of the data is no longer required for us to be filled into the scenario. Earlier, when we were creating a scenario, we had to fill in an answer for each and every specific question that a mannequin or a person can ask for. Sometimes there was a difference in the way the question was asked. So the mannequin always say, can you rephrase your question, or it didn't give any response back. So this is not happening anymore. So with this, if I want to create a completely new scenario of, rather than a chest pain, I want to make it chest pain with the high blood pressure or something like this. Instead of myocardial infarction, we need a patient to be in a particular any different scenario. We can focus on this, especially to medication list. So each region has a different name for a medication. So here you can always add that medication what a patient is taking from before. So in India, we always used to get asked, like, we want a tuberculosis scenario to be included with the product, but it was too difficult for us to put that information in. But now with Gen AI available, we are able to create any scenarios quickly and easily. I hope this addresses some of the questions when it comes to scenario creation. Okay. I will do another scenario as well, just from the perspective of showing an older lady, which her name is Annette, and she is coming into the hospital again with a respiratory distress. Okay. So here we have a 78-year-old female feeling short of breath after walking outside from her home. So let's see how it goes. Good afternoon. My name is Manan. What is your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Annette Stark.
How old are you, Annette?
I am 78 years old.
What happened to you?
I've been having trouble breathing for the past 24 hours.
Okay. Is this the first time you are having trouble breathing?
No, I had similar breathing problems 3 months ago.
What happened 3 months ago?
I was admitted to the hospital for a COPD flare-up.
Okay. So you are a COPD patient?
Yes, I have COPD.
Okay. Since when do you have COPD?
I've had COPD for 10 years.
Does anyone in your family have a history of respiratory issues?
My mother had COPD.
So as you can see that the dialect, the way of communication, the person is gasping for air, how the patient would like to communicate, you are able to set this out in advance. For sure, the mannequin can become a female. We provide accessories associated for females as well. So you can have a wig over there. It will not look like me, but like you can always have a wig, or you can do so, like have the breast accessories added into the mannequin, so looks more like a female, and then the communication can take place accordingly. So this is how, like, we can say that Gen AI is making one of the biggest differences when it comes to the communication part. So any questions, Aaron?
Yes, there's some questions about the fact that it comes preloaded with one language, but how do they access other languages?
We do not provide any additional languages for a specific region. If that is required, we can definitely have a discussion on this later on. But right now, we are providing one language for a region.
I think Manon, they're asking the question of how do you switch between available languages?
Okay, switch between available languages. So the possibility is from here. So if you start a particular scenario, so in the beginning, when you are starting a scenario, here you can see different languages that are available. Suppose I want to start a French scenario. So here I select French, and then I will see my French scenarios which are available with my account, with my associated account. So that's how it's easy to select. But one language, if you are running an English scenario, you can only do a scenario in English. If you are doing a French scenario, the communication will be in French.
Great, thank you. There's some questions about radiology results within Alex. What does that
Yes.
look like?
So we can look at it now if that needs to be. So radiology can be anything from X-ray, CT, MRIs that needs to be loaded in. So let's say we have the healthy patient over here. We can start this scenario, and we can come directly into the imaging. And here we can see, let's say, X-rays. So we have different options of X-rays. So let's say X-ray abdomen, chest, hand, wrist, mammography, sinus. So let's say hand or wrist if you want to do it. So it's a normal. So that's something that is there. If more information you like to add from your side while you are creating a scenario, you can upload your own images and information as well. We can similarly have an MRI associated with it. So we can have an MRI as well. So you have an MRI report, which is mentioned over here. And if we select MRI for reading, so let's say imaging reading. So let's say something like this as well. So we have this type of scenarios which are available, which shows up. But you can definitely upload your own details as well into a particular scenario.
Great, thank you, Manon. There's this might be a question you want to save for the end, but there's a question regarding competitors to Alex that are in the market and how you would compare the features.
Okay, so when it comes to the competitions, like we don't have much of a competition as it comes to the Gen AI perspective, because no one is offering that particular feature the way the medical questions can be addressed and answers. What they might be using is like a library which is existing, and you need to stick with those question and answers. So that's something that is limited from. And so to address it, like, I think we don't have much of a competition available in the market, and especially in this price range. So, and also to explain, to address this question of comparing it to any competitors which are there, we are not trying to create a competition with Simman 3G or a HAL or Apollo from any brand, right? Like, so it's more focused towards your communication and patient assessment. So it's like creating its own category where you sell this product and it becomes a part of an OSCE room or where standardized patient training takes place.
Thanks, Manan.
Okay, so and just to end it off, like we'll try to run a scenario which is focusing from another perspective so that you can get that idea. So how the like the differentiation is there. So we can try with Valerie Miller, or we can try with let's say allergic reaction, right? So it's a 21-year-old female, which is like having issues with respiratory issues. Or let me go much more easier for me. Let me go with a headache one. So I will go with this headache, so which is a 30-year-old female again. So you can see how it is different from the communication perspective. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm not doing well. I've been having these horrible headaches for the last few weeks. I can't live my life this way.
I am having headache as well today. So what can I do for you?
I'm not sure.
Then why did you come here?
I just want to get rid of these headaches. They're really bothering me.
Okay. So why are you here then? So I think she decided not to reply to me.
I'm here because I'm having these horrible headaches and I want to find out what's causing them and get some relief.
Did you take any medication for the headaches?
Yes, I took some over-the-counter medications, but they didn't seem to help much.
Okay. Is this the first time you are having the headaches?
No, I've had headaches before, but these are the worst I've ever had.
Okay. What makes these headaches different from the previous ones?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
They're just so severe and they happen every day.
Okay. Is there any specific time of the day you have these headaches?
No, they can happen at any time of the day.
So this was a young female answering certain questions and are there. So you can also see as a doctor or a nurse, the way I started the communication is not the right way to do a communication. So if you have this scenario getting recorded from for a student, you are able to do a debriefing with the student later on, the tone that was used while communicating with the patient as well. So that's the reason why I started with in such a particular way. But you as a professional, you need to maintain that decorum while doing the scenario, so you can have utilization of the camera in the mannequin as well.
Manan, there's a question regarding updating vital signs in real time during the scenario versus if they need to be handled before you start the scenario.
Okay, so yes, there is a possibility that we can do the like we can monitor, we can manage the the waveforms while doing the scenario. So it can be done by either clicking onto the particular ECG rhythm. So let's say I want to have a atrial flutter, so that can be over there, or I can do an onset which happens over a period of time. So it's 150. Let's say I want to bring it down to 65 in a duration of 20 seconds. So I can select that as well, and things will change according to it. So this is there. We can definitely have a ECG report, 12 lead ECG report that can be generated by this platform. So it's there. So there is no real ECG connection, but you have a virtual ECG that can be generated out. You have a virtual defibrillator as well. If you feel certain rhythms are shockable rhythms, you can select a virtual defibrillator and deliver the shock as well.
Thanks, Manon. I think that answers some of the other ones that were in the chat regarding how you would do ECG. Just having a look through here. There's a lot of questions, everyone, regarding upgrading and pricing. Please make sure to reach out to your sales director regarding the opportunity to upgrade existing mannequins that are in the marketplace, whether they are expired or still under license, or if you're looking for a trade-in program, please speak directly with your sales director. They'll be happy to assist you with that. Feedback that the voice options are realistic and customized to the scenario, and that's great.
Regarding the vital signs, I would like to mention that you are able to create like the patient bedside monitor on the external tablet. So we can use another tablet to display just the vital signs and yeah, create like the virtual monitor.
So if there are any more questions.
I think that might be it from a questions perspective. Thank you so much, Manon and Mikhail, for walking us through this very detailed demo of Alex. We're very excited to share this with everyone. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any additional questions that we can help you with, and we'll be happy to follow up with the video recording and some more assets that you can use. Thank you so much for joining us, and that's it.